Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are cracking the code on a highly anticipated 2023 release, Hawas Ice by Rasasi. If you've ever really looked into perfumery, you quickly realize it's this fascinating mix of art and some pretty serious chemistry. So we're going to deconstruct exactly how this specific fragrance achieves its signature icy profile, and honestly, why it's become such a massive talking point right now.
It's a very real problem, right? How exactly do you smell crisp and clean when the world outside is literally melting? Extreme heat and heavy humidity completely hijack how scents perform on your skin. High temperatures can cause your standard fragrances to just evaporate way too quickly, or worse, become overwhelmingly cloying. It presents a totally unique challenge, and well, that's exactly what Hawas Ice was engineered to solve. Okay, let's map out our journey for today. First up, a modern chilled evolution. Second, the three-layer composition. Third, formulating the frozen sensation. And fourth, mastering the application. All right, jumping right into part one, a modern chilled evolution, from beast mode to refined ice. To really understand this new release, we absolutely have to look back at the original 2015 Hawas. Now, that one was famous in the fragrance community for its absolute beast mode performance. It had this heavy, sweet, aquatic profile. But for 2023, Rasasi took that famous fruity sweet core and literally put it on ice. They engineered a highly refined frozen citrus profile that is specifically tailored to slice right through those high heat environments. Moving on to part two, the three-layer composition. Let's build that olfactory pyramid. What's really fascinating here is that a fragrance isn't just one static smell. It's actually a timeline that evolves on your skin. First, you get the opening, which is crisp and cold. Then, as those volatile top oils start to evaporate, you enter the heart, this sweet and cool spicy vibration. And finally, you settle into the base, which gives you an earthy and aquatic foundation. So let's break down exactly what ingredients go into each of these steps. Step 1. The opening. This very first layer hits you immediately upon spraying. It uses a frozen apple note for a really crisp fruitiness, and then it's supercharged with intense brightness from Italian lemon and Sicilian bergamot. But to keep it from being just purely sour, there's a touch of star anise right at the top. It adds this super unique, faintly spicy kick to the whole thing. Once that sharp blast of citrus settles down a bit, the mid-layer emerges. And here, we see the really clever carryover of the deep, jammy plum from that original 2015 Hawas DNA. But instead of letting it get too heavy, they mixed it with orange blossom, which adds a really clean, slightly soapy texture. Plus, the addition of cardamom gives the scent this fascinating, cool, spicy vibration. It maintains that icy feeling even as the scent warms up on your skin. Finally, we reach the dry down. The base anchors the entire experience. The absolute standout here is Ambergris, or its synthetic equivalent, ambroxan. This creates a really cool, salty, aquatic skin scent effect that guarantees massive longevity. It's paired with smooth musk to take off any remaining sharp edges, and then it's grounded by driftwood and moss. That gives it a rugged, earthy foundation. Basically, this is exactly what you'll smell like 6 to 8 hours after you apply it. All right, part 3, formulating the frozen sensation. Let's look at the science of the chill. 30 to 60 plus. That is the reality of modern perfumery right there. A professional blend of this caliber isn't just throwing 3 or 4 oils together. It requires carefully blending anywhere from 30 to over 60 individual chemical compounds. We're talking aromatic molecules like linalool and limonene, all just to achieve this exact, perfectly stable balance. Yet out of those dozens and dozens of molecules, we can actually distill the formula down to 10 primary aromatic building blocks, starting from the apple and citrus at the top, down through the plum, all the way to the ambergris and driftwood. These 10 notes right here, they are basically the genetic code of Hawas Ice. But how do they actually make it feel cold? Honestly, this is my favorite part. It's a precise balance of high-quality citrus oils and highly specific synthetic cooling agents, like isopulugol. It literally mimics the physical sensation of ice right inside your olfactory receptors. And critically, it does all this without relying on heavy menthol, because, let's face it, nobody wants to smell like a walking cough drop. It's just a brilliant piece of synthetic chemistry. Finally, part 4, mastering the application. Harnessing that high potency. Because Hawas Ice is an eau de perfume, meaning it has massive projection, how you wear it matters just as much as what's in it.
You absolutely should wear this in high heat and humidity. In fact, those cooling notes actually need high temperatures to activate properly. But please do not overspray. Keep it to 3 to 5 sprays max. Because of its intense potency, overspraying will rapidly become a cloying nightmare, especially if you're in a small indoor space.
For the absolute best performance, the sources recommend a pro tip called the V technique. It's simple. You apply one spray to your left shoulder, one to the center of your chest, and your final spray to your right shoulder. This creates a literal V shape right across your torso, which allows the scent to naturally rise up to your nose in a perfectly balanced way all day long.
Alternatively, you can just target the classic pulse points, the wrists, behind the ears, and the base of the throat. Because these are the warmest areas of your body, placing the high concentration oil right there lets your own body heat act like a natural diffuser. It perfectly pushes the fragrance outward.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. How will you curate your high heat identity using the science of synthetic cooling agents? We've seen exactly how Rasasi evolved a beast mode classic into a refined, chemically complex shield against the summer heat. So think about how these expertly engineered layers and smart application strategies can completely transform your personal grooming routine when the temperature starts to spike. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.